Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome and returning guests. Getting back on that horse. Getting back on that horse is a metaphor that's commonly related to getting back to dominating a challenge after having failed at it beforehand. Getting back on that horse is a phrase that best describes my life. One, because, contrary to most popular beliefs, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I've made mistakes and I continuously make mistakes. One, because I'm human and I'm prone to make mistakes. And two, because I enjoy learning. You see, in order to conquer a challenge that you've never encountered before, using a set of skills that you've never learned before, you have to continuously attempt conquering this challenge, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes in order to attain the skills necessary to conquer this challenge and move on to something much more interesting. See, every time you fall off the horse, be happy, celebrate. You're one step closer to beating this challenge. You shouldn't fall down and go, oh, woe is me, I've fallen down and I can't get up. Don't think that. As a matter of fact, my goal by the end of this speech is to inspire at least one audience member to get back on their horse, whatever their horse may be. You all may be thinking, all right, Omar, we've heard your pitch. What's your story? Better yet, how is your getting back on your horse story different from anybody else's? For starters, my story literally involves getting back on a horse. For those of you who may or may not know, I have done horseback riding for 9 years of my life. I started when I was 8 years old, and I finished when I was 17 years old, roughly around the time when I went off to university. It's 9 years of my life. Now, if you were to ask me, did you enjoy those years? Of course. Were they the best years? No. Because, in my opinion, horseback riding is one of, if not the most difficult sports to learn, let alone master. Because, unlike easy sports such as basketball and, sorry Kenji, ice hockey, sports normally involve, or these activities involve interacting with other people using inanimate objects, such as a rubber ball or a stick and a hockey puck. With horseback riding, the only inanimate objects you have are your gear, which involve a tiny helmet, tight pair of gloves, leather boots, big leather boots, and the occasional whip. The other object, well, not so much an object. It is a 6 foot tall, 250 pound animal, beast, called a horse. That has a heart, a brain, and feelings. And my issue with the sport was I approached it the same way I approached basketball. I thought of the horse as a tool, something to help me play the sport or perform this activity. In reality, it sunk in the moment I got on a horse's back. Traditionally, when you get on a horse's back, you approach the horse from one side, place one foot inside what is called a stirrup. Think of it as a small ledge to help you get a leg up to get on the horse's back. You push up with this leg, swing one leg over, and land right on top of the horse, ready to ride. But that would have been the case, except I was 8 at the time, I was 3 foot nothing, 120 pounds nothing, and not flexible by any means necessary. This is exactly what happened. From the stirrup, I pushed up, swung my leg over, and accidentally tapped the horse on his behind. Now, normally when you just gently tap the horse on their behind, that's usually an indicator that the horse starts sprinting in whatever direction they're facing. The horse just took off, ran right through the arena before I even got to sit down on the saddle. I leaned forward, hugged the horse's neck, and cried until he stopped. That was just day one. From that day forward, I have been, throughout my 9 years, I've been thrown off the backs of 5 different horses, been nearly kicked in the chest by 2 of those 5 horses, and on top, all the while, being yelled at by 4 different coaches who had 4 different teaching methods. Now you all may be thinking, well, how on earth did you stick with this? Why did you stick with this? One, my dad already paid for 6 months of lessons in advance. I was stuck with it. And 2, because for every 3 difficult moments, there was a moment of unimaginable joy. To give you guys an idea, one of the aspects of horseback riding involves jumping fences. And one of the horses that I rode was called, or is called, Firas. Now, I've known this horse for 5 years. I've known him since he was a teenager till he became an adult. He's the only horse that I trust with to jump fences. He is my best friend, and I'm his. Now, I initially thought to jump a fence, all you had to do was leap over a fence. Firas said, no, I want to show you 3 ways to get past this fence. Method number 1, approach the fence and simply stop. Say, nope, not today. Method number 2, I found this much more amusing. Approach the fence, stop, take 3 steps back, and walk around the fence. As if ignoring the fact they tell him, no, go back to the fence. Method number 3, and this is the most surprising of all methods. Pretend you're a battering ram and go through the fence. And he did. He ran through the fence, threw me off of his back, and forced me to land right into a soft pile of sand. Thankfully, it was soft at the time. Thank God. Now, 3 difficult moments. 1 moment of unimaginable joy. 2 weeks after me being thrown off of the horse's back, like a missile, during one of our training sessions, Firas and I noticed a triple fence just standing there, looking pretty. And we thought, why not? Let's do it. Now, for those who don't know, a triple fence is roughly about 3 meters long and about 1.5 meters high. This is not for beginners. I was not a professional yet. And we thought, why not? What's the worst thing that could happen? As if crashing into the fence wasn't bad enough. Against my coach's wishes, we went for it. Firas ran. I counted his strides. 1, 2, 3, and time slowed down. We soared over this fence, and everyone's eyes just widened in awe. We landed. We trotted towards the coach. He did not say a word, did not even applaud. He simply stood there, smiled, and nodded. A sign of respect from one rider to another. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to leave you all with a quote and a question. The late great Muhammad Ali once said that he hated every minute of training, but he told himself, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. You see, it doesn't matter how many times you fall off of your own horse. What matters is, are you going to get back up? If the answer is yes, how are you going to finish? Are you going to finish on the horse or off the horse? That's Toastmaster.
My rater will be Vladimir.
Thank you, Jim. Omar, speech number 10. After this, we can call you Mr. CC. Okay, so this was Omar's speech to inspire the audience, and I'll go through the evaluation guide and provide Omar's evaluation. So there's a few questions. Was the speech topic relevant to the occasion selected? I'd say it was very relevant. It was inspiring. And it's an actual horse story to go along with Omar's getting back on your horse. How original. Well, very well done. Did the speaker understand and express the feelings and needs of the audience? I would say most certainly, because all of us have had one of those occasions where we have tried and tried again and failed and we kept trying, and finally we got it, and felt like Omar here at the end of the story. So that was excellent. Was the speaker forceful, confident, and positive? Well, Omar's regular style, I would say very much so on all 3 counts. Did the speaker effectively use stories, anecdotes, and quotes to help convey his message? Well, I would say it was a great personal story. It was an actual story from his past, so really the best thing you can use in a speech is use a personal rendition, a personal story from your past, because the audience really bonds to that. Anecdotes, well, that's the title of his speech, Get Back on That Horse, and he used a quote from Muhammad Ali, so good job on that. Did the speaker's words convey strong, vivid mental images? I would say on all counts, he made us visualize what he was talking about using words such as tiny helmet, tall leather boots, 350-pound animal with heart, brain, and feelings. So very well done. The speaker's use of body language enhance his or her message. Well, again, Omar's style is he took over the lectern or dropped the lectern and took over the stage. So I would say that's done well. And did the speech uplift the audience and motivate them as the speaker intended? I'd say most certainly. So what could the speaker have done differently to make the speech more effective? I'm struggling here because I'd say it was very effective. Now, if I was to maybe add something, maybe add a prop when you say that speech, maybe bring your little hat or little helmet or a whip and start whipping it. But I don't know what else you could do to make it more effective.
I guess they bring a 300-pound horse in here. I don't think it's like that.
Well, that might be a little bit much. And what did you like most about the speech? Well, I liked when Omar got up here, he put away his notes, he collapsed the lectern, and he took over the stage, and he became big. So I really liked that. I liked his use of humor. Great finish with a quote and a question. So great job, and congratulations, your 10 speeches are done.